What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Okay, So Boom. I'm here with my three co hosts, Monique, Matt, and Ryan. And today we're going to just talk about a whole lot of everything. Um, so how's everybody's week this week?
Man, it was good. I watched a lot of TV watching this week, actually. We watched Coming to America, The Snowfall, watched some basketball. It was good.
Good week.
hmm
How about you, Mo?
I mean, pretty much the same. I'm ready to get my garden business started again this year. I'm already, I had the man out there buying all that dirt.
Oh, yeah, we did do that. You did make me carry lots of dirt.
We ready to start, getting our little garden going. I'm ready. I'm excited.
What's the
It's
opposite
still
of a
20
green
degrees
thumb?
outside at night. I feel like, but I'm ready.
What's the opposite of a green thumb? A brown one?
Shoot.
That's what I got.
Me is me.
My plants be like, look, why you even bringing me here?
That
You
Grim Reaper
don't know what to
thumb.
do.
Death
I
row for
You be getting
plants.
my Momo over there sometimes. That's my Momo back there.
Momo.
I got a money tree,
Yeah,
but for
name the
some
plant.
way, one side much bigger than the other side. So I think I'm about to trim it to even them out. And then I don't know, because one side just I think it's taking all the nutrients. And that I don't
It
know.
might be. It might be.
You
You
think
might have a
so?
thing
Wait, you
going
said
on. You
one
might have
side
something
was
going
much
on
bigger?
with the roots under there. One of them, is a
Rotate
little
it.
bit thirstier than the other one.
I did
Try
rotate it, but that second side, it would have had grown
fertilize
in
the
by
other
now.
half.
I was like, you know what? We about to just start over. Um,
Just fertilize one side.
Let this side of the roots get it.
You better
Yeah,
save that
just
tree
just
like
let just
I'm
trying to
trying.
see if you can catch it up like that.
My fern, it was a no go. That thing died. So
R.I.P.
Yeah.
it,
I ain't even buy one of those. I ain't get
and
one.
it kept dropping leaves everywhere. I was like, you know what, fern, it's over to me. You going in the
I be
garage?
seeing them too. I think they look so nice, but no,
They do.
I haven't bought that. Like I like when people be hanging them on the porches and they look so like,
Mm-mm.
country chic, still
I curse that thing
magnolias,
every day.
whatever.
Oh my goodness, Ryan, what you been up to?
Nothing. I was happy that y'all was talking about plants. I work night shift all week, so I'm flipping back to day
You should get
shift.
you a plant.
That's about it. Nah, man. I killed a cactus once.
how do
Damn.
you kill a cactus?
Okay, those
You
things
gotta
thrive
water
off
it
of
once
neglect.
a year.
They
Nah,
happy
I'm
to
good.
be not taken care of. You must have tried
Right?
too, huh?
Like leave me alone. So nothing interesting.
Nah, I watched Coming to America too today
Well,
with you.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, um, so I had a pretty good week. I had the beginning of the week was stressful, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But then towards the end of the week, it's really good because y'all know I have a Peloton, and I'm like addicted to it.
That's good.
So I made 100 rides, and that's like a big deal in the Peloton world
Wow.
once you make your 100 rides. And I hit my goal weight, so it was a good week. Now I got to just keep moving forward
Mhm.
and
Nice.
maintaining. So I was really
Right.
excited about that. And my baby sent me balloons. I was really
Oh, you
surprised.
got
Oh,
balloons.
Shush, shush.
oh,
Yay.
he's just a sweet man. You know,
I
So,
said, I said, why you have me out here cheesing in front of this man? Because it was like a flower delivery. I was like, for me? You. But so it was a pretty good week. Like I said, the week ended good, but
yeah.
it started a little rocky. So it kind of brings me into topic number one, which
hmm
is kind of bullying. And so I
Yeah.
think I'm hypersensitive about Mason, um, because
As you should.
he was born with, you don't mind me sharing this, right, Ryan? I mean, it's fine.
No, no.
So he was born with something called congenital ptosis. I guess I should have asked you that before. I just started my story. Basically, what that is whether it be muscular or neural, we don't really know. He
hmm
can't control like how you can lift your eyebrows. He can't. So when he was born, it kind of looked like he couldn't open his eyes all the way.
Right.
So fast forward to many surgeries later, he actually had some help. Like they put like little
Slings.
slings, thank you, in his eyes to
hmm
help keep his eyes open so that he can see. Otherwise, he goes like this, and that can cause
hmm
neck injuries. Anywho,
Right.
he still has little slight scars there. Um, so I'm real sensitive because people used to make they didn't know they were being ignorant, and I don't think they knew they were being offensive.
Mhm.
When he was little, I'd be like, "Oh, he's so sleepy. Oh, you sleepy little man." I'd be like, "No, he just woke up from a nap." But they don't really know that that's just how his face is formed. So
Mhm.
I never got an attitude with anybody because they just don't know. Anyway,
Right.
so I'm sensitive about that. So you know, he comes home and says, "Hey, somebody was hitting me on the bus." So I was like, "Wait,
Mhm.
what?" Uh, I jump into mama bear mode
Yeah.
immediately. But not too much because he is 6,
Mhm.
and I wanted to get the full story before I really went off on whomever.
Yeah.
Um, and he showed me the kids. One was probably about like a fourth grader, and
Mhm.
one was I think another the kindergarten or first grader, because they have to sit 3 to a seat on the bus. And so I talked to the bus driver, and then I emailed the principal because I was like, just to let her know what's going on and to document it. So if it happened again, I'd have a leg to stand on. So,
Right.
anyways, what really wound up happening was they were sitting 3 to a seat, and they were like elbowing each other. Now, see, Mason did decide to leave out the part where he was also involved in the elbowing, but they were going like that. But before I knew that, I was like, oh, now I'm thinking to my head, I'm like, how do I handle a situation?
You might have
And
to whoop somebody's kids. That's
you don't. That's
Whoop a
basically what
parent.
Ryan want me to do. Go up to the bus stop. I'm gonna go bus, but I'm be calm because you know how we have to present ourselves in certain
Yeah.
situations. We don't want to seem angry or extra. But when it comes down to my kid, I really don't know. But what I did want to do is gather the whole story before I went one way or the other.
Yeah.
And but if so it turned out to really be nothing, and I'm glad. Thank you, God, that it turned out to be very minimal. Like the bus
Mhm.
driver moved his seat. I had asked him to move his seat. They moved his seat. So now he's sitting with littler kids now. He's not sitting with a fourth grader. Like I kind
Mhm.
of feel like it should have been that way anyways. But if it was a recurrent issue, and I was gonna talk to you, Ryan, but then I said no, I'll wait. Is it wrong to tell your kid to hit somebody back? Because like they'll get suspended, whether you initiate the fight or whether you defend yourself, it is a suspension. So, how do you feel about that? Matt, you can go ahead and start.
first of all, both kids being suspended is bull crap to me. And uh, I'm a strong believer in if you get hit, you knock them out, right? You hit them back, you win that fight, right? So I've already been teaching Micaiah how to defend herself, so she can throw a pretty mean punch, and I won't let her know that she's actually kind of hurting me when she's doing it. But it's okay, it's all
Right.
right. That's what I want. It's like a ow. That's my baby. You know what I mean? Like yeah. Uh, and I have Joey. I made him start lifting weights. What like a few days ago with me. It's funny, because he's only 8, so he's got like his little 2 and 5 pound weights. He's like struggling. It's funny, but
Well, I'd be struggling with the five sometimes. Let me square.
so yeah, and he's gonna learn too. Like if somebody puts their hands on you, you got to make sure they don't again, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
So you got to defend yourself, and
Mhm.
Joey is special needs also, right? So he's autistic, so I get pretty sensitive when anybody wants to bully him either, because he has his own unique way of playing, and even if kids look at him funny, I get defensive,
Yeah.
like why are you looking at my
Yeah.
baby? You know,
Yeah.
Don't even look at him funny. Don't even.
For
You
real.
wouldn't. Don't even
exactly.
look at. That's what I'd be like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, Matt. What were you gonna say, Monique?
No, I was just kind of in agreement with both of y'all. Like, I mean, I am very proactive when it comes to the bullying thing. I think we heard it. Chris Rock said, we need bullies. We can't eradicate bullies. They teach children a certain you have to know how to handle these kinds of people because they're going to exist throughout our lives. So we dealt with people at work and all this other kind of stuff that, you can't always react the way you want to, but when you need to, it's important to have it figured out how you want to handle these folk, And I mean, teaching them to defend themselves, to me, that's the main way to be able to regulate a bully. How many times have we told our children to tell, I did that before, tell the teacher somebody say that, and they don't be doing it. I mean, teachers are overwhelmed, they underpaid. I get it. You know what I mean? They're not going to be able to tend to every single situation. And it's because of that, if somebody hits you, hit their ass back. I'll deal with the rest.
Absolutely.
I'll deal with the rest because I know what the consequences are. But the point is, like Matt said, bet you won't do it again. You know what I mean? It has to be like that, especially when it's ongoing. And I have done the most as a parent. And Micaiah, I think she knows, like, she'd be like, man, if I tell mom that this person said this, I already know how it's gonna go down. And not even in such a terrible way. Like, she told me an ongoing thing with a boy that, constantly has something to say, mainly because she's tall. People make fun of tall kids, make fun of whatever's different about you is to be made fun of.
Right,
it's terrible.
exactly.
Oh my God, So it was an ongoing thing. So I said, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I said, what's his last name? I done looked up the name in the spouses group, found the boy. Like I said, is this him in the picture with his mama? I hit his mama up.
She went investigating.
I hit his mama up. You remember that? It was it was like 10:30, 11 o'clock. I hit his mama up, and not even, on some rude stuff. Initially, just like, hey, my daughter told me that she's having an ongoing issue with your son. I'm coming to you first. You know what I mean? Like, giving you opportunity to handle it. Because I will move forward, just that's all I'm saying. I'm not telling you what move forward mean. Am I gonna go up to the school? Am I gonna twist his little arm? I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? But I do know that I've given you an opportunity.
There's a next step. There's
right,
a next
and her
step.
response was on point.
Yeah.
She was like, "I'm about to go wake his ass up right now. I can't believe this. I don't want my son up there acting like that." And it was refreshing.
Because that would be my response, right?
Right.
I wish my kid, any of them, would bully somebody. You want to see a bully? Like they would never think about it again. But
and
I want to skip you.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say no. So the reason I wasn't interjecting because I completely agree. They're still gonna get in trouble, but it's a matter of stopping it. Because you don't want it to keep progressing. So it's not like I'm not telling you to beat somebody up. I'm telling you to defend yourself.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not excessive. It's like this person keeps putting their hands on me, I'm gonna stop them. You know what I mean? As long as they can show restraint, then it should be all good. Like, yeah, you're gonna come off the suspension or whatever, but they're gonna leave you alone.
The suspension is something most parents is willing to eat. Don't worry about the suspension. Don't worry about that. You be suspended, that's what we don't have to deal with. But at the end of the day, it's not going to be no. And I guess that's easier said than done too. Like I just pray like that never happens to any, like Ayana, because that's just not her nature. Like she just not a fighter. We'd have to figure out a different way. But I would still tell her to defend yourself. But that would be going against who she is. She just a quiet little thing.
She's not innately excited either. Micaiah do not like, but we wanted her to have the squabbles. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to use them, but I want you to have them.
No, I agree.
You know
No, I agree. No, I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying I would be like, girl,
like it either.
Bust her to the white meat.
Exactly.
That's excessive.
You can't do that. Carry them guitars and all them ukuleles and stuff. Girl, you better knock the mess out of the bad team.
Mary, what do you mean?
And future fights.
Exactly. You better bust her to the white meat.
We don't condone busting people to the white meat.
We sure don't.
Well, yeah, we don't.
But I mean, it's only if they put your hands on you. You know what I mean? Like if they just teasing you, then roast them back.
Right.
Yeah, you
And
don't
that's
just go
just being
busting people
city
to the
folks,
white
you
meat.
know. Like I don't even think our kids are used to that type of thing. Like you grow up on it, on and near bases. Like we used to roast, like you would roast the hell out of somebody for 30, 45 minutes straight.
Back in my
Just
day,
going.
we used to call it ribbon.
See,
Same,
oh
same
yeah, because y'all
Yeah.
New Yorkers, y'all be doing all the stuff.
weird Buffalo sayings. I mean,
Backwards.
Like, are you ribbon? Oh, you want a rib? Nah.
Ah,
I'm like, no.
it
But
keep
yeah,
on changing.
that's a good point, Monique. That is so true. Like when we were growing up, there was no cyber anything. You just got told off to
Mm-hmm.
your face, and then you
Yeah.
had to deal with it.
Or you had to call them like on a landline phone, the phone ringing.
Like
wait,
such and
wait,
such
wait, wait,
told
wait,
me
wait,
what you said. Okay, they told me what you said. Now say it to
Okay,
my face.
and then hanging up on somebody, you used to get that slamming noise, and boy, you can't even slam the phone down on nobody no
You
damn
just
more.
hit the
That's a
button hard.
problem.
Hit that button hard.
Okay, it's like just so you know, I broke my finger hitting this button.
Right?
That's how much I want to
Followed up
end
with
this
a
call.
text.
crack
I
my
hit that
screen.
button hard on you. Put that in the text just so you know. It wasn't no quiet hang up. Okay.
See, that's why they confused. You can't. How do you get your aggression out? You know what I mean? Besides, like that people using their words. You even see it with adults, though. I mean, there's cyberbullying everywhere. They're doing that type of stuff. That's why I'm saying it just carries on to a point where you have to learn how to deal with these type of folks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. But random, have y'all seen Coming to America, the second one?
Yeah.
I watched it this morning. What do you think about it?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, me
You
I
too.
want me
like
to
it
keep
too.
going? I want everybody.
I
I
was
want
gonna
everybody
say,
to express
I
themselves.
was gonna say you must have enjoyed it because 5 seconds after it dropped on Amazon, you was already spoiling it. I had to
I
call
know,
it on
right?
social
Yeah.
media.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. That
Like,
because I was taken. Like I laughed so hard. Like when she showed up, still jumping and barking. I was like, why? Why?
I guess we should
spoiler,
give the spoiler
spoiler.
spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Skip ahead because we gonna talk about it.
Dang. Yeah, I showed. Yeah.
But
And it was the premiere day too, wasn't it?
oh
I
The
ain't
man,
even
premiere
late.
the
My
premiere
bad.
minute. The premiere minute is what it was.
As soon as it
yeah.
came out. Oh man.
Monique was like,
Wesley
listen,
Snipes
you're gonna
was
know.
still me. He was like my favorite in the movie.
Yeah,
The way he just
yeah.
kept like coming in the room.
That's dedication. Every single scene.
But you know who my favorite? And I think I just like her in general. Like I just love
Tiana.
Tiana Taylor. Yes. I'm like, girl,
Mm-hmm.
I hope that you blow up and everything you touch just goes,
Mm-hmm.
it just turns to gold. Like I love
She does
Tiana Taylor.
amazing work. Them albums, that music, like the whole thing, the whole vibe, everything. She is. I love her.
Family. I just really like
That
her.
was like, who? Is that the girl? Oh, that's the girl that made that. Okay, I know who that is now. But I mean, on sight of her, because you don't see her a whole lot, But every
Mm-mm.
time she came out, I was like, yes.
I think either you know
That was
Tiana
like, who is
Taylor
that?
or like you don't. But because yeah, she's not really in our generation. I just first saw her when she was in that Kanye West video, and I was like, abs or no?
Yeah, right?
But
Like the whole
I think that's
situation
even
was
what
on
I
point.
asked. Isn't that how I asked? I was like, is that the girl that was dancing around in her drawers? Like,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's what he said. That is what he said. I was like, in the Kanye, yeah, that's her.
And I think
But she had a song out years ago, and it was like just one single, and it got played. I don't even remember the name of it. It got played like repeatedly, and then she was gone for a nice little minute. So
yeah.
I'm glad she's back. She definitely brings something. Cause she ain't no
And
little baby, and she be, how she
no,
get
she grown.
Iman.
She
She
grown.
let Iman do his hair like that for them NBA games.
Iman Shumpert.
Yeah.
Yes. His
Um,
hair be sometimes she be making have him out there looking at a mess. I be like, he loves her so much. Look at her letting them little Killmonger braids go through and everything.
Leslie Jones. I love Leslie Jones. She's like, don't ask me why. I don't know why. I just do. And like, she just killed that whole part for me. Like her bringing her
Mm-hmm.
Queen's list to Africa, Zumanda.
Yeah,
I was
Mm-hmm.
Zamunda.
I was cracking up. She's like, no, we like it here. It's good here, son. Go ahead and do what you need to do, basically. I was
Yeah,
cracking up.
that one little scene. That's why I was making that face. Because I was like, Matt knew it was gonna happen though, and the dude came up out the water. I was like, wait,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. I was like,
like wait. Matt was like, it's gonna be a dude in the water. Why your mind work like that? What's wrong with you?
I just, yeah.
Hey,
I
well,
had no clue. The dude came out the water. I was like, oh no, it's happening.
I was telling
Yeah, it
Ryan,
was good.
I was
Yeah.
like, the prince. Where's he from? But I could not place my finger on it. But and now I can't think of the name of the movie. What's the name of the movie, Ryan?
Sorry to bother you.
Did y'all see that one?
Was that
I
him?
ain't never seen
That
it.
was him. Hope you have a
Was
better
that
week.
him?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. He-
Oh man,
I was like,
I
I
did
know him
not
from
realize that
somewhere.
was him. I was too hung up on Ghost facial hair in that movie. It was just,
Ghost?
I know it was a bit satirical.
Oh
Ghost,
yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah. Yep, I do
remember
remember
he
that.
was
Yes.
like a black
You had
Mad
to.
Hatter walking around looking like a doggone fool. I was like, what is this? You
That
know,
movie.
but
That movie was so
what
good. You
y'all
gotta
think
see
about
that.
the criticism that the movie got? I mean,
I would
I
say
went
So
into
I
it.
did a whole media blackout. Like, I didn't know who was gonna be in it. I didn't know who was none of the cameos, none of that. So
Mhm.
I don't
I
even.
think
So
it was unwarranted because it's
Yeah,
never going to be the first one. So if you looking
right.
for the first one, like the first one was ahead of its time.
yeah,
Yeah.
So it's just going to be a nice. It could have been worse. Like we've
I mean,
seen some
it
sequels.
was like a VH1. Where are they now?
right, right. It felt like a
Like,
reunion instead of
right.
a sequel, which I was fine with.
You was happy
Yeah.
to see these people. I was so happy to see Cleo still making his
Yeah.
knockoff, the mixed Furby. I
McDowell's.
was
Yeah.
so
The
thrilled, like with
McFlurby.
the whole thing. So I just really, I feel like, that the first one is a cultural classic for Black people. Everybody loved that. Everybody know all the lines. We've seen so many faces in that movie. I think what they brought to the table for the future is, one, it opens up a whole different level of dialogue for parents who have kids who haven't even seen the first one yet. When that's a coming of age kind of like, let's watch the first one and discuss some of these things, because that's a time that our kids don't know. You know what I
Right.
mean? And
Right.
then it's also like, give them some credit for even coming back and
Everybody.
responding to people who ask for something. And that's the thing. So many people who criticize this movie asked for it. You asked these two people to try and bring together two completely different decades and give y'all something spectacular. And I think they did that. Think, as a whole, Black folks be so overly critical. By the time we get through criticizing stuff, we're not gonna have nothing left. By the time we get through criticizing and canceling and Eddie Murphy, we're not gonna, like, let these people be artistic. Let
I,
them, let them live in this time frame and stop complaining so
I feel
doggone much.
like, and in fact, opening theaters, it would have been like
People would
huge
have been wearing the
hit.
clothes and everything.
Right, right. So I do I feel like that I feel sad if anything that we weren't able to see it in theaters.
Hmm.
But I am happy I got to see it in my home because you asked Ryan, like I've been asking Ryan for like about past 10, 15 years, like why can't I just watch this from my home? I will pay extra.
Yes.
Yeah,
I will pay $25. Just make it
Hmm.
happen. Now, I think, we hit it that way. There's a Paramount Plus and all that other, good
Yeah.
stuff and Disney Plus and all
yeah.
that good
HBO
stuff.
Max has got like 6 movies come out this year.
Right. So I see we've
Hmm.
seen that it's possible. So I would love to move in that direction, but
Yes.
it was really
I
good.
can't
Yeah,
stand
wasn't Michael
the
Blackson
But
his
hold
little
on. Let AMC stock go back up first before
Right, right,
It's gonna
right,
go
right.
back up
we do it.
anyway.
and then do it. You're right.
Yeah, I gotta get.
Uh,
I gotta get up. I
It's
gotta
a
come
lot
back
of
up.
people. It's a lot of people that can't wait to sit up under a bunch of other people.
That's
You
what
gonna
I'm
get
saying.
y'all money.
That's why I
It's
told Ryan, I was
gonna-
like, AMC is gonna go back up. Like
Yeah.
people can't wait to start doing that.
Mhm.
I think as soon as we get a little bit, the world gets a little bit more vaccinated and people start to feel a little bit more safe. But it's
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely people can't wait to start. They do it now, so just wait until
Hmm.
Yeah.
it's deemed safe, it's
But
Yeah.
gonna rebound.
I'm only going for like a Marvel flick and a family flick once a year, like twice a
Yeah.
year maybe. That's all you
I
really
think
need
that's
from
about
a
where we
movie.
was.
Right.
Well,
That's
because
about
it's
where
so
we was
expensive to take
pre-COVID.
everything. By the time you buy all the tickets and the popcorn and the drinks and everything, you're like, man,
It's smooth
What,
80
100
bucks.
bucks?
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. And I
Now
was
they
really, on Matt ass, like, bro, we got a home theater though. Like, you got all this
you do got
surround sound, subwoofers, all this noise and everything, and we gonna go sit among a bunch of stanky people who
chairs
had,
ain't been clean, sticky carpet.
Preach.
okay,
But
mm,
but I want AMC to come back up first though. AMC's
yeah,
theater
yeah,
Bottom
pristine.
line.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
Pristine.
AFC is
Go.
amazing. Go there. Buy tickets for them.
We love the theater.
Right, it's great.
We
I
just
love
love
the
it.
popcorn. All the workers, their attitudes are A plus.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Never grumpy.
So
Um,
professional.
but so that was a great movie. I quite enjoyed it. I don't think did I think it was as good as the first one? No, but I wasn't
Right.
expecting it to be as good as the first one.
That's exactly what I said. It's not as good as the first one, but
Yeah.
I still really enjoyed it. And
Yep.
I
I
had
mean,
one
'cause
criticism, but now I'm afraid to say it because of everything Monique said. So
what? No, look. I'm just, because I could see it right away. Because I mean, somebody else had already started the movie before and was like, I already don't like it. So I was like, okay, let's sit down and see what the already don't like is about. And then when I started watching it, I saw a couple of things where like the whole thing they did for King Joffrey. I was like, come on now, that
yeah,
man
That's
was
that was
standing.
hilarious. What
that's
are you talking about?
Yeah.
hilarious.
It
I was
was.
like,
It
It
did
was
he
was.
like
just die in front of him?
Don't
But
say it.
I can
Okay,
see
I'm going to
how
die
some
now.
people thought that was over the top. Me and Matt was in there crying
But
laughing.
it was supposed
But
to
I
be
could
over the
see
top. Like, come
it was
on.
right. I said, I guess this is what they was talking about. I was like, but they've always been like that. Coming
it
to
was the
America.
audacity that I want a funeral before I'm dead, and and then I will die when I'm ready. It
But
was
who
like,
gets mad about that?
I mean, like,
That's some
yes,
kingly shit. That was
yeah.
I
Did the mom, does anybody know if the wife, King Joffrey's wife, did she
yeah,
die in real
Yeah,
life?
so
he
I
passed
looked
away
it
in
up
real life.
actually. And
Okay.
she died in 1995. I was like, oh, I
Oh,
didn't even know.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was kind of sad because I forgot about her until they brought her up, and I was like, oh man,
Mhm.
she was a big part of the first one.
Yeah. And
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't even know. I felt so bad because I was so looking forward to Cleo McDowell trying to say her name again. Remember
Hey,
that?
Alien.
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 He
Yeah.
could not figure it out.
Everybody is so we're getting older because like everybody who was older when we watched it then is like
Mhm.
for real old now. And I was just like, whoa,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
That had
crazy.
that had killed John Amos. I had to go on Google.
I thought John
He
Amos
was
had died.
he was
Why you
like
think
eight. He
that?
was like eight. The daddy from Good Times is dead. I said, no, he ain't.
Yeah.
He died on
I
they
the
had to go
show.
on Google.
they keep killing them. They keep saying he's dead and Morgan Freeman's dead, and you're like, no, they're still alive.
They put both of them in the same movie, Lord. Let's please,
Yeah.
2021, don't
So
do it
it,
to
And
us.
James
it,
Earl. Come on now. That's too much.
Okay,
yeah.
he's still going too. He
He was
probably
like,
almost 90.
yeah, he was like, put me in this before it's too late.
Right. All right, y'all.
Look, and he
So
tired too, because he said, I'm down in this one. So I'm not gonna be,
right.
I'm not walking around this whole movie.
So I kind of want to ask y'all a question about since all the celebrities that we just mentioned. Um, and I was always be on my T pages and things like that. Do
Yeah.
you think that celebrities deserve privacy, or do you feel like once you obtain like a celebrity status that is a part of your job, that your life is on the line?
Yes and no
But you got
is
to
how I
pick.
feel. No, if your celebrity comes from you sharing your business, then it's
Mm,
on you. That's how you got famous. This is what people are going to expect from you. I don't feel bad. Like if you are a
right.
public figure and that's what made you famous, then you are stuck in the public. But if you're
Mm,
like somebody who created something like like a book or something like that, where it's not your creation made you famous, then I think
mm-hmm.
you can pass.
What about
But
a movie
if you
star? If you're a movie star.
I think that one is still you created something. I think, but
Mm-hmm.
if you're reality TV or something like that, I think that you put it out there, whether it's real or not. That's your life is public,
Hmm.
in my opinion.
I would say it depends, right? So like if you're a celebrity, like a movie star, and you want to go out to a public place to eat or something, I think you should expect people are going to want to ask you for photographs or autographs. I don't even know if people still ask for autographs. Maybe I'm showing my age, but but
Got my
Take a
autograph book right
selfie.
here.
yeah, but if you're just sitting in your house and people are trying to pop up in your window, take your picture, like, no, that's not cool. All right. So I think they deserve privacy in private spaces, but if they're in public, expect to be this sort of harassed, right?
Mhm.
What you think, Mo?
It's true.
You agree?
I mean, I do. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I mean, as much as everybody craves, like, that kind of privacy, is still one of those things where if you have made a name for yourself, look at me, that's what people gonna want to do. It's gonna be hard for them to see you as a person that you're asking for people to see celebrities as though they're the same as them, but they project this extraordinary image. They want to be celebrated. So it's like, you're at that level. Everybody knows who you are, and now you can't go outside. It's decisions were made.
Right. So are you, like, I guess it goes into, are you selling the product or are you the product?
Right.
Because if you're the
There you go.
product and expect people to keep consuming
hmm
whatever it is that you're doing.
And that's how they maintain relevance. If nobody is looking at you, talking about you, then you could release a whole album and don't nobody even know you did it. And we've seen that before.
I feel like, see, this what makes me mad about celebrities, right? So let's take a rapper or a struggling actress, right? They
hmm
busting tables or doing whatever they want. They would give anything in the world to be famous, and they wouldn't care
hmm
about their privacy, none of that. But then when
Right.
they get famous, then you want to be like, oh well, I'm still a person, but you gave that up. I feel like
Yeah.
your privacy is a part of celebrity, and that's just it is what it is. You cannot have one without the other. Now, when you was po, you was like, cool. I don't even care about that. But now you got a little change in your pocket. Now you want your privacy back, and I'm just like, no. I feel like as a adult, I'll be respectful. So if I saw
hmm
one of my favorite like musicians or movie stars eating dinner, I would not approach them because I know that I would not want to be approached while I'm trying to
Right.
eat. But at the
hmm
same time, if you at a public restaurant, like Matt said, and why you sitting out here with us if you don't want nobody to say nothing to you? Go to back to the private celebrity room, you know. So I feel like no, they don't get no pass. Nope. Come on here, come
Yeah.
take this picture with me, come sign this autograph book
Yeah.
so I can put it on the gram. Like
Right.
it's just there is no and then I feel bad for saying that too because I guess at the end of the day, it is they are people. I think there are things that are off limits. I think
Yeah.
celebrities' children
hmm
should be
Oh,
off
definitely.
limits. Like when
Yeah.
they be talking about like the Kardashians' children's and stuff like that.
hmm
Children's children. Nobody was gonna
Them
correct me.
chilling.
I feel like that's wrong. I feel like you shouldn't talk
Yeah.
about people's kids, but you, I'm talking about you,
Yeah.
and
I mean,
I'm having an opinion.
hmm
Yes.
I mean, there's no way for that to even stop, considering that some of these people have been in the limelight for so long. It's like, what are you asking me right now? Like, even when I didn't care about your business was news. You know what
Right.
I mean? When I didn't care about who you was marrying, or who you made a sex tape with, or whatever, I didn't care about none of that. But I'm scrolling my feed and I'm seeing it, like they're out there to saturate us with their image, and then once you get to a certain point, they try to leave us alone, like
Saturate us with their sex tape image. What are you trying to say
All
there?
that.
What are you trying
what 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 you say?
you said sex tapes and then saturate us with their image. I was like, where are we going with this?
Eye roll emoji. I don't even know.
So has it evolved though? Like I guess back in the day, you had paparazzi would chase people around and whatnot, but now you have like a 24 news cycle. You have
hmm
social
That's
media
true.
that just continues to go on like 24/7. So even while you're sleeping, people are still conversing about you and posting stuff about you.
hmm
So I guess
Thank you.
from that
They
angle,
need
it
to
could
bring
be
that back.
exhausted.
Bring it
Could be.
back when the TV go, good night.
I guess that part could be exhausting, but at the same time, then don't spend any of that money and get out the game. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's my thing. You can't have both. You can't indulge with the currency that people are paying to, you know what I mean, they're buying tickets to see you in some capacity and
Yeah.
then complain about it. Like it's a trade-off. So give the money back or stop taking it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
When
No,
you
the money stays home. What are you talking about? They earn that money. The money
then
stays home.
then we keep consuming. It's like how do you stop it, right? It's like a snake eating its own tail. Like how if I'm gonna keep paying
I
you
don't
to
like
see
that
you, and you have to
image.
keep showing me you
I don't like that
the
image. But
self-licking ice cream cone.
like
Then
there's
Ew.
all right, come on.
What?
There is no safe place. Like I'm sorry, if you're a celebrity, there is no
Mhm.
safe place for you. But I do feel like as consumers and when we get on social media, I do you feel like there should be groups that represent certain people like for so that you can share like unique like like-minded ideas with other people that are like you? Like how do you feel about that, Monique?
Okay, well, this topic is it's hitting home for me because I was telling you about these groups that I've been in where I've seen things go left because they're geared towards Black women. Black women who take on whatever, all these different hobbies. They exist, Facebook, Twitter. So, if you're looking for something like that, it's there. The problem is, in some of these groups, people think that, oh, the title is kind of enough to solidify this as a place where I can be as a Black woman and converse, whether it's about decorating your house, watching movies, whatever. And I think that these groups kind of, it has been a racial divide. That's never going to stop. The problem is some people do want to kind of be shielded from the criticism of people outside of their race because there are just clear differences in some things, the way we decorate, the way we cook, what we like to do in our spare time. And we're more open and sensitive, I think, to the opinions of people that look like us and the plight of people that look like us, especially in the Black community, because look at the things that we go through outside of social media and the way that these things are often trivialized by other races and not just, on the Black folks tip, but Hispanic folks go through the same thing and they start their own groups and their own communities and stuff like that as well. So, I mean, I don't think that it's a real safe space. I don't think that people should get hung up on those things and expect it because people of a different race will sneak in just to see what's going on. I feel like we did it too. When those groups started popping up on social media, people were joining that weren't of that specific skin tone, and it was like, it's a safe space for white women, and people were changing their profile pictures so they can go and see what they're talking about. It's just like, it's a curiosity thing. People don't want to get in. So I just think the way that we want that guarantee is not something that's gonna happen. But do y'all think that we should be like people should be trying to come up with these ways to hold these moderators accountable when they advertise these groups as being like this is a group of Black women and then it's men in there, it's dogs in there, it's white women in there? Like, what do y'all think about that?
I don't I don't really think that you show the moderator uh
Mm-hmm.
you know re- responsible for somebody who's lying. I think that if as long as they're doing their best and they're doing their due diligence
Right.
to sort it out. I think to kind of piggyback off your point is I think the bigger issue is should there be such a group? Like that's kind of, if
Yeah.
anything I heard about that is you know those groups aren't necessary, or those groups are racist, or those groups
Mm-hmm.
are divisive. But I do feel like I can see why
Yeah.
you need them. As a Black woman, I am in several groups that are
Right.
geared toward um, Black women, not because I don't like other races. It's just like
Right.
I just sometimes need to see people who look like me doing the same things that I do. Because typically especially some of the activities where there are not a lot of people of color, like, so maybe like, like I'm in a group for, my Peloton, because there is a good sprinkle of us out there, but it's predominantly not a minority
Right.
driven activity. So when I see a group, I'm like, hey, what's up, queen? We doing the same thing. So I feel like I can see why they're there. And then if I play devil's advocate, I could see why, not why, but I could see where it gives other people the room to say that these are divisive. But to that, I would just say,
Yeah.
mind your business, because it really doesn't have anything to do with you.
Right. I mean, and that's true. Men, fellas.
So I'm a kind of two minds about it. So I think that they absolutely should exist. I don't believe that inherently they're not racist. It's only racist when you start doing or saying racist things inside of them, right? Like you're just going
Right.
to see people who look like you do, like you said, an activity that you're a minority in. I think that's completely fine. So I think white women should have their safe spaces too. White men should have their safe spaces. Like
Right.
as long as it doesn't turn into like some of the other places. I'm not gonna name some of the others. Once it goes too far, and becomes racist, then yeah, that's a problem. But my problem is people who infiltrate these groups. Like I get that you're curious and whatnot, but leave people alone. Like they created the space
Right.
because they're trying to go somewhere and be with some people. Like
And avoid drama.
Right. So exactly. So don't go in there because it's gonna be a problem, and then you're gonna get what you were expecting. Like there's gonna be backlash. You know what I mean? Like you put yourself in a situation where they're gonna drag you, and then you're like, oh, I can't believe they said these things about me, all that stuff. You weren't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
So that's my beef with it. Like stay out. Like if it's not for you,
That's it. Mind your business. Like it don't have anything to do with you.
Regardless of your race or your sex or orientation, all that stuff. Just stay in your lane sometimes and just leave people alone.
Well, I think as far as other races going in, right? So I belong to the extraordinary journey of a Black nerd group, right? I'm not a Black man, but in their rules, they say, I know, right? Surprising. But in their rules, they let other people in, but they let you know, like, hey, if anything crazy pops off, we're less tolerant of certain behavior and you will be removed. So in that regard, as far as the infiltrator comment, am I infiltrating, Ryan, in this week?
No, because they within their disclaimer, they didn't say only Black people. Like, so I have a group, which is the platform is geared towards Black IT and cyber professionals, but white people are not excluded. It's just that the group I'm trying to focus on is that group. But if you want to come in there and you want to learn something as well, you can. Like, I got stuff to teach you, regardless of your race. But like, don't come in there and start a ruckus. Like, what this group is about. Like, we're here to showcase people of color, and you come in here and start acting a fool, then what I mean, you're causing drama.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Well, that's not in my nature anyway. I read certain things and be like, oh nope, not touching that. And
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just hopping back on that, what you said about them, having it in the rules, Ryan, and that's a thing that I've seen too, where in some it'll be, in the fine print, everyone is welcome here, but we are trying to create a space where, Black women will come. I mean, off the cuff, if I'm looking and there's the gardening group, just general, and then I see one where I know I'm gonna see more, Black gardeners. Well, what does that look like? You know what I mean? What does that look like for me, especially when it's something that I'm new to? If I just took on, gardening and, everybody joins a general group, but after a while you do notice like there's different kinds of, fruits and vegetables that, more Black folks grow. They have more experience with, so it could be anything, any reason that you want to be doing something with people that look like you, especially when there's been so much judgment, like everywhere. And we get, minorities get severe backlash for things that, we weren't responsible for, like the Dr. Seuss thing. That was that man's own estate. Nobody
Right.
asked for his books to be canceled. But when you
Right.
check these news articles and you look at the fine print, they like, the black people still complaining. We ain't say nothing about, I didn't
We-
say nothing about none of them. No pancakes, no rice, no grits,
I like
nothing.
green eggs and ham.
Okay? This is all them. Yeah, nothing to do with us,
I think what it boils down to is a combination of what everybody said. It is, you're naturally going to, it's natural to want to see people that look like you, because you just automatically feel like they can relate to you.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like as long as you go and if you join a gardening group and you're not trying to be divisive of how to
Right.
divisive against a different race, and y'all just really in there talking about gardening or nerd stuff or whatever it is that you're doing in your group, you really shouldn't bother
Yeah.
a different race. That's how I feel. Like, why does it bother you? And then I used to want to know, like, why does it bother you? Now I'm like, I don't care that it bothers
Yeah.
you. That is a you issue. That's not a me issue.
Yeah.
So you need to work whatever internal battle that's going on that we can't have something for ourselves. That's something that you need to work out. That's not a me issue. 2021. A lot of people can figure a lot of stuff out for themselves because I'm not here for the mess. Not here for
Right.
that. But no, I agree. I agree that they are needed. I think I feel like safe spaces are needed, some place where you can just unwind and be yourself. Just because like a lot of times in different activities, different places, different work environments, minorities we have to be uptight all the time. We can't scowl. We can't ever have a bad day. We can't have a headache. We can't express our opinions because then now we're looking angry. Sometimes you just need a place where it's okay to unwind, and sometimes that's just with your people, and that's just what it is. So.
And you don't get a whole bunch of, like, you say something and then here comes somebody, well, what's that supposed to mean? Because usually when you're in the company of your peers, most people get it. The joke is inside for the culture. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff.
We do need a safe space sometimes. We just
Yeah,
that's just what
and
it is. But
shout out to people creating them on a white man's platform. I'll say that too. If minorities can have a safe place on a platform that doesn't even belong to us, I'm glad that with all the restrictions that have been happening, they haven't gotten rid of our groups that are geared towards just us being able to be comfortable on social media. So, all right, Zucky.
So crazy.
Good job. Good job.
All
Mark.
right. So let me ask y'all about this. I read an article where the guy was mortified that this happened to him. His girlfriend set up like all his family and friends, and they didn't know, the family and friends didn't know why they were being gathered, but they were being gathered, and she professed her love to her boyfriend. That's everything's going all good and everything like that. And then she got down on one knee and proposed to him in front of everybody. And like nobody was expecting this proposal. Had a ring for my man and all, he was mortified and he did not accept her proposal. And ultimately they broke up because of this.
Hey.
So my guys, can we propose to y'all or no?
I let Matt go.
I'm gonna say no. Maybe I'm, old and a bit of a traditionalist, but I think that guys are supposed to pursue the woman and decide when they're ready. Because, I mean, historically speaking, they're more promiscuous and they have to decide when they're ready to settle down, right? So if you propose to him and he's not ready and feels pressured, and then it could just lead to all kinds of problems. And I would bop my daughter upside her forehead if she proposed to somebody. Right?
Come here.
It's like, no, don't you do that. Right?
Damn.
She has to ask her. I mean, he has to ask my daughter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ask me first.
Damn.
Right. Well, I agree with that, but okay, we'll come back to that point in a second. What about you, Ryan?
So I'm
You know,
also
Ryan, Mr. Oh, let me think about it both ways. What?
no. I'm also traditional, so I wouldn't have liked that either. I'd be like, you stop playing. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be mean to her, but I'm like, you know, I would be like, nah, get out of here or something like that.
No,
That
she
would
was
that would
dead
have,
serious. Ain't no getting
yeah,
shit on her knee.
yeah. But like get the
Dirty
hint. I
up the
want you to stop
pants.
doing this because I feel uncomfortable. But I mean, it's a new day, right? Like as long as they came to the agreement that that was the way it was gonna go down, like you can't surprise somebody. Like that's like oil and vinegar right there, or oil and water or
Yeah.
whatever. Like he's very traditional, obviously. She's very not. So
Yeah.
And I think
like I
the
can see,
background was too that they had been dating for a while, and she was like, you know what, he ain't proposing, so let me propose. And I'm like, oh no, I,
and
I
gave him her out. She gave him an out.
Clearly, there's some more conversations that need to be had. Because I mean, you didn't know Fam was a traditionalist. Like, you didn't even like run it by as a hypothetical, like 4 5 months ago. Like, what do you think about this? Because that's not something that you just come up with. I will hope not. Like, you having a fever dream, sit up in the middle of the night and be like, I'm gonna go propose next week. Like, this is something you should have thought about before, because it does come down to that. As much as the new generation is like, gender roles, gender norms. Like, I still like them shits. I still like for women to be knowing what women be doing, and for men to have an idea about what a man is supposed to do. I feel like don't confuse yourself and be running around here thinking, because I'm not dirtying up my pants. Okay,
But
I'm not
we elder millennials though, like so we're
yeah.
almost not millennials. We're almost what was one before? It's X.
Yeah,
I don't know.
we're
Yeah.
millennials.
So we're like right there. So I
Yeah.
can see like maybe that's gonna become a thing, but y'all gotta talk it out.
Yeah, last generation
At
they
least
got
have a
whooped. That's what it
conversation.
is.
So
They
dudes do that
confused.
too. Don't they like, hey, have you ever thought about getting married? You have this conversation first.
Yeah. At least,
I think she was tired of waiting for him to propose, so she said she was going to jump.
So it's
then
probably gonna
that's
end
really a
anyway.
terrible idea.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably gonna end anyway. Like
But
so he was looking
That's a
for an
terrible
excuse
idea.
and he got it.
he got it. I had a friend that didn't propose to his wife for 10 years. They were just dating and had multiple kids together and everything. And then, people used to ask him, like, when you gonna ask her to marry you? And he used to joke, like, I'm not. She gonna have to ask me. And then of course she wouldn't. But I think it was about 10 years later, he finally asked her, and that was pretty cool.
It
And
was
they're
already
married.
kind of long. They was already kind of married anyway.
Yeah, that's common
At
law
least in the
for
state of
your
New
ass
York.
right there.
At least in the state of New York, 10 years, y'all married.
That's common law. We ain't even got to look. I wouldn't even have a look. Come to City Hall. I wouldn't even give you a fresh piece of paper. I just
Baby, gotta get that recycled paper.
Y'all already married. Get out my face.
Do you feel, and this is, I guess, I guess we can kind of chime in too, but guys, do you feel like the boyfriend should come to you and ask for your daughter's hand in marriage?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But she'll know that. So she'll know to tell him that to make
better
sure
ask
this
my
all
daddy.
goes in the proper sequence. Like these are conversations you gotta have with your kids to avoid me showing up and be like, so y'all married?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's necessary. And, but things are just so different now. Like they don't really follow these traditional
Yeah.
standards that, we had back in the day. But like you said, I think you got to instill it into your child. So if because I just feel like, okay, but let me ask you why. Why does he need to do that?
So first, I think it's because I need to have that conversation with him. Like this is what I expect from you, and how you're going to treat my daughter. But
Yeah.
the second part is it's kind of a trial, right? So like me and Matt are a little bit more traditional. Like I need to make sure that you will do what it takes to have my daughter's hand in marriage. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
because that's like when I asked
Yeah.
your dad for your hand in marriage, I was scared. Like I knew he was going to say yes, like 95%, but I was like he could say no.
Okay. Check out the
Like,
system.
Yeah.
so
So
I got
we
to
got to
make
have
sure
that
I'm on both these.
conversation where I tell the young man how not to die by me,
There you
first,
go.
right? So, this is how you live,
How
right?
not to get down to the white meat.
Exactly. So this is
Okay.
what you will do. This is what you won't do.
Yeah.
And if you do X, Y, Z, you can expect to need new knees.
I would feel some kind of way if my daughter just was like, "Yeah, mom, look." I'm like, "What's that?"
Yeah, like
Okay, baby, a promise ring, baby.
just lie to me. Like he could have already proposed or whatever, but it ain't official until you come talk to me, and then y'all
Mhm.
can now you can show people this is a thing. Like you better hide
Right.
it.
Yeah.
You better hide it.
I think that's I think that is us being old school, but at the end of the day, like you said, I just feel like some traditions are good. It's
Yeah.
just respectful. Hey,
Right.
hey, I'm
I mean, hold
respecting
on to
you.
something.
I would like to essentially take, that sounds so bad, take your daughter, but marry your daughter and
Yeah.
begin a new family. So let me at least talk to her, at least her dad. But I
Yeah.
agree. I agree with that.
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Okay, y'all. So this is gonna be something new. We've never done this before. Um, we have something called two truths and a lie. Um, Stella,
Who
like, what
going
up?
first? Who going
This
Yeah.
first?
Stella, like,
She done woke up.
let me get in on this.
She want to throw some slob on me.
Morales is, y'all can go first. So y'all give us all of y'all statements, and Ryan and I will discuss what we feel is the lie and what is
Ooh,
the truth.
All right. All right. So
go ahead, Matt.
first statement, we got married in a hallway from a stuttering preacher. Uh, second statement, uh, we went parasailing in Florida when we were there 2 years ago, roughly. It was about a year and a half. And third statement, we let a crackhead play under the hood of our car,
Play
Play.
what?
like to attempt to fix something.
How long ago was that?
Ooh, uh, we'll say
About 3
3
years.
years ago. 3 years ago.
Now, see, if y'all would have said about 18 years ago when y'all was back in Chicago, I might have been a little bit more lenient to believe that.
Yeah, that was the suspect one
I
because
want
like
sus. I want real sus.
nobody smoking crack 3 years ago. Yeah.
And
Dang.
and then 3 years ago, y'all were in Maryland. They was in Maryland
It
three
was in
years.
Alaska.
We were in
Oh, you was in.
Alaska 3 years ago.
Now, if you would have said meth, then I would have been like,
Yeah, they
maybe.
they ain't got it up there.
Matt ain't letting nobody hit the roof, under the hood of his car. So I think that one's suspect.
That's,
um,
that's, that's a sus one. We hit
I think that one's
we we hitting the button, emergency button.
I feel like I, I also feel like if they got married in the hallway by a stuttering preacher, we would have heard that story by now. Because that's significant.
But I want that to be true because hilarious.
I know that they were young, like us. Um, what was the middle one?
You don't have to wait.
Oh, parasailing in Florida a year and a half ago in
That's what
June
people
when we
do.
went down to Universal Studios.
They ain't go parasailing.
You
Cause
don't think so?
no, cause they would have told me. She
It's
told
very
me
it's very Floridian.
she said that they was visiting his mom and they went to Universal and it was hot. And I don't really, Monique don't strike me as a parasailing type of person. Maybe I could be wrong,
They got the straight faces on. It's funny.
I know, right? I'm like, we
They got the
we
straight
need to
faces.
not react. No reactions to none of this stuff.
Hey, man, we got to pick.
I like your intuition on the parasailing. That seems like something we talk about. So maybe that's the lie, right?
Well,
I'm keeping pastor because that's hilarious, and I need that to be true.
I don't know, because we would have heard about the pastor.
Maybe not.
So we going with the parasailing?
Here we go with the parasailing.
Wait a minute, that ain't my final answer yet. Hold on, let me think.
Dang.
The crackhead, I know that's a lie.
Maybe not.
I feel like it's a lie.
You know how good they do stuff.
But I don't feel like Matt would just let no
For the
random.
low two for odd number.
I don't think Matt would let no random underneath their car. Maybe he would, but I don't think so. Unless he was a crackhead mechanic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he probably like I could fix, like he's riding down the street and he's making a funny noise and the dude just runs up to the window. I could fix
Hey,
that.
Instead of a cigarette hanging out of his mouth, there's a pipe hanging out of his mouth.
your radiator loose. Your radiator loose.
All right, man, take care of it. Take care of it.
Okay, babe, what we going with?
The parasailing.
All right, we're going with the parasailing.
All right, so you ready for me to tell you which one was a lie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the parasailing.
Yay!
Hey.
Yeah, I knew it.
So yeah, we did get married in City Hall of Chicago, and
See, I knew that, but nobody told me
was-
about a stuttering person.
it was 2 days before Christmas, so they were extremely packed, right? And the preacher came by, and he was like, "Hey, you guys can either keep waiting for a room, or I can just do it right here in the hallway." And we decided to just go forward
With
and do it in the
perfect
hallway.
diction. Perfect diction on that part.
Yeah. It wasn't
And then you
until
found out.
he started saying our vows or the prayer over us that he started stuttering. And
Oh,
the-
man.
And he
word
talked to
that
God, right?
I remember the most that he got stuck on for like 5 seconds was he said, "Let no man put asunder." Right? It was like what is going on? But
But you got through it, and look at you today. Beautiful
You
couple.
probably
yeah.
extra blessed.
And so you let a crackhead fix your car, Matt?
So let me tell you how Monique is always trying to save us some money, right? So her power steering went out on her Ford Escape when we were in Alaska.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, it's still out. Surprise, surprise. That crackhead did not fix it. But she found this guy on Facebook that said he could fix it, right? For like, he wanted like $47, some weird number, right? Red flag number 1. Red flag number 1.
Not to mention, he was like adamant that it was probably just a fuse. But yeah, I was working in garages for a long time, and I'm not working for him no more. Mind you, he was in Facebook Marketplace advertising as a mechanic, which many people do, advertise their skills. Let me start there. This was not one of those things where, you just be like, you walking down the street, minding your business, be like, "Hey, check it out. I'm a mechanic and I'm gonna go check it out." That's not what this was. This was literally, I looked for somebody. I thought I found somebody. Facebook profile picture. He looked like a Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints Mormon, hair all smooth. When we got to the auto parts store to meet this man,
Somebody else popped
it was
out.
clear that he was addicted to the finest of crystals, whether it was crack, whether it was meth, whatever,
It was
maybe
something.
both of them. He was on it. He was dirty and filthy, and still something in my mind said maybe before he got on the crack or whatever it is, he was a damn good mechanic. And
Yeah.
this is why I don't do that faith of humanity. Not only did he not fix my power steering, not only was it not a fuse, it's wintertime, and this bastard done made my heated seats go out.
Oh,
Oh, because he was messing up your fuses. That's why.
And I
Exactly.
didn't even know he did it until we had already sent him on his merry way. By the time we got through letting him tinker and disconnect this and do that, Matt was like, "We've been nice enough. It's time for us to just let this fool go."
But look, I didn't even
I was
want
like,
to
"You
do it
gonna
in the
give him a
first
couple of
place.
dollars?" Matt said, "I ain't give."
I didn't want to do it in the first place, right? So, Chamire, you were correct. I was like, let's go to an actual shop.
That's
I
awesome.
didn't want this guy under the hood of my car. And
Them garage prices is so high in Alaska, though. They charge a ridiculous amount for vehicle maintenance. So I was like, I'm gonna find somebody that's hard up, down. You know what I mean? And that's what
You
it looked
can't do
like.
it.
But
You can't just Facebook that. You got to know somebody to tell you that. You can't just.
right, I need
You
a
can't just.
reference. You can't
Yeah.
be no outsider, boy. We got took by that
Well.
fucker, boy. Woo!
yeah,
All right. Well, we won
and
that one. So that's one. Williams won, and Morales
we
is maybe
were
one.
hoping that you didn't remember how scared she was in Busch Gardens of the roller coaster, Chamire.
Yeah. Oh
Mm.
yeah. That's what I'm like.
she
Monique.
was she was praying to live.
I was like, you know what? It was high. I was like, you know what? Let's just go. This is not
Mhm.
it. All right.
And
Y'all
wasn't
ready?
even worried about what's Jesus either. All
All
of them.
right.
All right, we ready. Go ahead. Go
All
ahead.
right. You want me to do it, babe, or you got it?
no, you could do it.
All right.
I gotta get my stone face on. Hold on.
All right.
You failed immediately.
All right. So Ryan and I follow a strict sex schedule. Ryan wore the same shirt to the birth of each of our children. Uh, Ryan and I prefer blue cheese over ranch.
Hmm.
This is tough,
So
honestly.
I kind of think the strict
Ryan,
set
stop.
schedule is the truth. I
True.
remember Ryan once told me that if Chamire tried to go to sleep early on him or something, that he would be like, hey, we got to do this. So
What?
I'm thinking that's the truth. Unless Ryan was lying to me, I don't know.
What do you think,
Uh,
Monique?
I think
We need to hear him again.
I'm thinking, no, wait a minute. You said sex schedule, the shirts. What was the last one?
We
Blue
prefer.
cheese over ranch.
Hmm.
I'm gonna say that is a lie.
That's a lie. I
Yeah,
feel like that's a lie. Because the schedule does not have to be a bad thing. The schedule could be, this is how we guarantee that we get this in. I don't give a damn. It's Tuesday at 7. Stop everything. What you're doing? That's a good plan. That's not all the way bad. I'm not looking at it like a regimented kind of thing right there. I think that it's, guaranteed loving versus I really don't want you, so Tuesday or nothing. I don't think that's what that is. So I think
yeah.
it's the blue, because most black folk don't like blue cheese.
And we know you guys don't like juicy chicken. You like overcooked, super dry.
No, they don't. But I don't think it's the blue cheese. I think the blue cheese is the
And
lie.
the same shirt. So Ryan has been the same size since I met him. So the same shirt could be believable.
Mhm. And I can see that being a creative decision of something to do. Like
Yeah.
it's so family oriented and cheesy. It just might be true.
Might be.
Yeah.
Like, damn it, I'm like, why we didn't think about that?
It could be.
All right. So is that our final answer, Monique? The blue cheese over the ranch?
Blue cheese.
That's the
All right.
lie.
That's what we're going with.
Yeah, the lie's the blue cheese.
Well, we're from Buffalo, okay?
Eh,
And
What?
yeah,
Buffalonians
man.
prefer blue cheese over ranch
All
with our
Get
day.
out!
with our
I did not
chicken.
know that.
Come
All
on,
day.
guys.
You get kicked out. You get kicked out the whole city.
You ask for
Oh,
ranch with your
ranch?
chicken or your
I live in
pizza.
Buffalo.
Wow.
No,
Because
we do.
I actually like blue cheese, but a lot of people don't like it when they come over.
Oh,
If I make wings, they be like, yeah, ranch.
if you got ranch, I eat it. I'll be like, it's great.
Judging you.
Like,
Not the
babe.
dissatisfied eat.
But
So
because so if we come over and I cook chicken like that, I will have ranch because most people don't like blue cheese.
Mm-hmm.
But but no, we don't follow a schedule. though
Oh
your
man.
points was valid, and that's why I was like, I know somebody gonna think like that, because that's a very
Yeah.
valid point. Very valid
Mhm.
point.
Yeah, I didn't off the rip. I didn't look at it as it's a bad thing. Like maybe Wednesday. I literally thought people get busy. They got kids and stuff like that, and rather than have it in the back of your mind, like as soon as nightfall come, I'm gonna tear it up. You be like, hey, it's 7:00. You know what
Or
that
like
means? So
how Ryan said it one time. He was like, hey, you just nothing like that.
hey, because that's
I'd be like,
tough. It's
because
like
some Mondays I'd be like, you might be like, not this Monday. That wouldn't work. I'd be like, I know I said every Monday, but this Monday I injured my
don't
ankle.
nobody want to hear that.
I'd be
Nobody want to hear
like,
that. If it's just Monday, and see, that's what I'm saying. And I was thinking it would be at least a good 4 days out of the week. So my
dog
brain,
in the back.
Look at Stella.
like a damn fool. That's a puppy.
That's why people need to watch the video too, so they can see what just happened.
Okay, so now, all right, so that was fun. So you guys lost and we won.
Dang, though. That was
So
rough.
yeah, I want y'all to start talking about One Has to Go. And I'll be so we have Nas. Okay, and when they have to go, everything they ever did has to go too.
I'm fine with this.
So
I'm fine with this.
movies,
Yeah.
shows, music, they all have to go.
I
Okay.
got this.
It's like they never existed.
Yep. I got it. All right. So here's my answer.
Oh, you got to put the
Obviously.
category out there. So it's Nas, DMX, Kanye, Jay-Z. For those who can't see, I run the show, which is everybody.
All right. So obviously I'm from Chicago, right? So Kanye's got to stay. I don't care how crazy he gets, he's got to stay, right?
True.
I think one of my favorite songs probably ever from Nas is Ether, right?
Yeah.
And I really like DMX too, right? Rough Riders Anthem, that was like game changing. So if anybody has to go for me, and again, all these artists are pretty good. I like them all. But Jay-Z's got to go.
Oh, you crazy.
What? Who?
Reasonable Doubt.
Here's
Wait a
what
Black
damn
Album?
minute. That's not what you were supposed to say.
hold on.
Oh.
This is a controversial statement from my new, right?
Whoa.
Jay-Z, most of his hot lines he stole from Biggie. So if you saying you
Not
like
most.
Jay-Z, if you're saying you like Jay-Z, what you're really saying is I like Biggie, right?
Yes.
So
he did take a
Not
lot of
a-
material.
Not a lot of
Yeah.
material, like 2 or 3
Nope.
lines out of
No,
like.
it's a lot. It's a
This
lot.
is why I
That
asked
showed
you
me a
this
video a while ago. I was like, damn. But I
But-
still wouldn't get rid of them.
Yeah, I'll say Jay-Z did so much for the culture, it don't make no sense.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
hear?
Oh yeah, I seen that video where they go line for line. Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah. No, we don't get rid of Jay-Z.
Countless examples of Jay-Z biting everybody.
I mean, but we talking about just the rap. You would get rid of every other, like all the
Everything is
philanthropic
gone.
efforts,
You
like
Thanos snapped
everything
away.
that he's done. This past,
No.
even this, will you Thanos?
Yep.
Look,
He should have
even
used his
this
head.
past Super Bowl, people gave him so much crap for going and working for the NFL, but we had a very nice Super Bowl of color this year. And shout
Yeah,
out
but
to
that's
him.
not to say
because
that anybody else couldn't have put on a good show, because there's been plenty of great halftime shows without Jay-Z.
I mean,
Not
but
very inclusive. But
right, it's an important moment for inclusivity, honey. That's what it's about. It's about inclusivity and not getting like being just drugged for it. I mean, Beyonce, when she premiered Formation at the Super Bowl, people lost their mind because it was so, the Black Panther type imagery, this and that and the third. So no, we are not throwing away Jay-Z. We're not doing that. I mean, because
Look, y'all asked me, okay?
you got the Rock.
And I
You got
I
You
said
got him
all these
signed.
artists were
No,
great.
no, we dragging you. You got.
I said all the artists were great.
You got
No,
who? Did,
I like
he
them all.
signed. He signed how many people to Def Jam when he was the president?
I don't care. I don't care. Bye.
You crazy.
You
I just
gonna
came
get
back on. I don't
DMX,
care.
You
dog
crazy.
fighting, pipe.
So
Boy, I almost said
so
something.
now
Look, with
Nas
the
has to
exception
say
of the
Okay,
Blue
good.
Pill and the Black album, like the rest of his work is like,
what?
Unreasonable doubt.
Reasonable doubt.
eh. It was good. It was good. Like I said, I like all the
And
artists.
then these are New Yorkers too. So you basically, I don't
What
even
about
know, like,
he's starting to turn
I know
forward.
that.
So, okay,
So
Matt.
what y'all gonna say? Kanye?
Matt. So who
Like, Kanye
stays?
gotta go. Like, wait a minute.
Who stays? Who's your number one that stay? That right off the bat stays.
Oh, just because I'm from Chicago, right off the bat, Kanye's got to be in. I don't care
woo.
how crazy it gets.
All right. Okay, Monique, did you choose while I was gone?
No, we're too
Well,
busy
I already,
dragging Matt.
I chose last night. It was gonna be DMX. DMX gotta go.
DMX?
DMX.
DMX?
I mean, because
I
we
keep
don't
saying
need it.
it.
I don't want to throw away ether. I don't want to throw away. I don't want to throw away ether. I
Belly?
don't want to throw
Okay,
away
listen.
nothing.
If you throw away DMX, you're throwing away Belly.
Yeah, you can't do that.
But you get Nas in Belly though.
Yeah, no, Belly doesn't
No,
exist.
Belly doesn't exist.
Shut him down. Open him up.
Oh
You
dang!
gonna get his copyright strike.
Right?
I had videos queued. I had
But
ready to
then
go.
if I gotta let go of everything they ever did,
Everything they ever
Everything.
did.
and not just the music, man, you can't get rid of Belly at the end when Stacey had that wig on. Oh man.
Yep.
My
Yeah.
favorite
Who
part
else
is
was in Belly?
the banana.
DMX was in Belly too.
So
My favorite
I'm
part.
probably gonna change it to Kanye.
Oh,
Hear me
There
now.
you go. There you
Hear
go.
me now.
There we go.
Hear me now. Because outside of,
Outside of College Dropout, what did he do that was good?
first of all, 808s and Heartbreak.
everybody.
Second of
wants
all,
that.
late
808s and Heartbreak is when
registration.
he start falling off. Come on.
No.
Late
808 and Heartbreak.
registration. No, 808s and Heartbreak could stay. Pretty much majority of what happened after that, outside of some really nice cameos on other people's tracks, Kanye could go. Now, and the reason why I'm not letting him stay is because anything else that the man has contributed has been ridiculousness. I mean, even the clothing line. You have one job to make some hot clothes that people want to wear that speak to the culture, and you want us to dress like we in a Divergent series.
Well,
No,
people
no,
still
like
buy the mess.
They got people dressing like a pop.
People still buy the mess.
And I don't understand that. I'm not buying clothes that already look. People work so hard to keep their clothes looking good. You buy special detergents and all that kind of stuff. Why the hell would I buy a shirt with 15 holes already in the back of it and spend that kind of money? No. You know, and even I don't think that his conversion or whatever you want to call it was genuine. And I don't like the idea that it's a strong possibility this man was using religion to remain relevant, because it's like, what else can I do? Have a choir on an airplane
He's always
singing.
had religious references in his albums. What are you
I
talking
mean,
about?
yeah, he had, but I'm
Yeah, but
talking
you're talking
about
Sunday
recently though.
service.
Recently,
Come
I'm
on,
talking about
Jesus walk.
No,
Jesus walk.
yeah,
Come on,
that
Jesus
was
walks.
that was like one of his first
that was-
singles from
Jesus.
way back then.
Yeah, he's
And
talking about when he got into Jesus, and I was just like,
right,
that
I'm
feels a little
talking about like
blasphemous
this,
to me. I don't really like
exactly
that.
the whole entire persona
The
was
yay
like,
stays. Okay, the yay stays.
No.
Okay,
you're
babe.
being real,
Okay, I'm gonna
real
go.
like, you know, real.
All right.
You're an extremist right now.
So my first, who got to stay no matter what, out of everybody, is DMX. DMX is first on the list. He got to stay.
And
Okay,
I
Rough
wouldn't have did
Riders
it.
got me through high school. Okay, I used to have my disc man with my joints walking down the street. Let me get a listen. Then you give one ear to your friend. You know, she get a track. No, like that DMX stays. But I'm sorry, Kanye got to go.
Oh
And
no.
College
Y'all crazy.
Dropout was my favorite. But you know why? Not an exception to his possible mental illness. Like that, if
Yeah.
that is the case, then that's different. But I feel like when he came out with College Dropout, by the time he got to making Yeezys, he changed who he was so much.
Yeah.
Like if you listen to College
Well,
Dropout, and everything that he is against in College Dropout, he is basically for, like,
Right.
for a big
I think-
corporation making $700 shoes, changing his name to Yeezus. That's really what turned me off big time when he started calling himself Yeezus. I was like, oh no, that's just too much for me.
Yeah.
Um, I gave the gospel album a listen just because I was curious. But I
Mhm.
was just like, no, he dabbling, because I am a very religious person, and I just felt like that was just way too much. And then, like, some of his statements with slavery was a choice.
Yeah.
well, we know he has a mental illness, right? So Monique and I were actually talking about him the other day, and I think what really, in my opinion,
Mhm.
broke him when his mom died, right?
Right. Yeah, I
So his
agree.
mom
Yeah.
tried to get surgery in the US, and doctors kept telling her no, she wasn't healthy enough.
Right.
And then he funded his own mom to fly out of country. See, he essentially funded his mom's death,
Even
not
that,
listening to
but
doctors.
that's
That
the type
caused,
of vanity that he was not promoting. So maybe he should have been more vocal about, Mom, this is why you don't need to do this. Stand firm on who you claim to be. But not even, and I didn't even I actually forgot about the slavery comment, because a lot of what Kanye do, I don't give him a pass for it. But how many times you done had somebody crazy be talking, you'd be like, man, shut up. It was one of those. It was one of those things for me.
that's
Like,
what we
I
should
wasn't
do
taking
to
nothing
crackheads.
seriously,
That's what we should
and
have.
I think that's about the time when, if I'm not being just like a Chicagoan to the heart, because it's like, I mean, we are losing people. R. Kelly he's so damn canceled. Like, I get the urge to want to keep Kanye, but just given
I mean, look at the
how
change. Like what
how
happened?
the
Look,
mighty have fallen, I can't
look.
do
Yeah.
it.
Like with
I was about to say,
Katrina, he
Jay-Z is
said
a
Bush
fighter.
doesn't like
He got to go.
black people, but then in 2020 he for Trump, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
come
Hey,
on.
he said that he was only Trump's friend to get some of his people out of prison, and it
He
worked.
a
He got
damn
them
lie.
pardons. He said he got them
Yeah.
pardons, okay?
You
I
don't sell
believe
your
he was a
soul out.
mole. He was a plant.
Okay, Ryan. So we got two Yeezys and a Jay-Z. Who you going with?
It was already, as soon as I saw the list, it was already. So I'm a huge fan of old Kanye, like
Yeah.
808,
Oh,
808 and
Kanye.
Heartbreaks, 808 and Heartbreaks, all the way down to the beginning. So it's gonna
Mhm.
be hard to lose him, but he's got to go.
Yeah.
It's not because of mental illness. It's because he's like you know how artists always say, "Oh, well, listen to my old stuff." Well, I still do listen to his old stuff. I
Yeah.
don't listen to nothing new.
Yeah.
He's a brilliant producer. It's
Mhm.
just I don't like his whole persona. And then
Yeah. And then
you're gonna lose the blueprint because you're gonna lose a
yeah.
bunch of tracks off the blueprint. You're
That's
gonna lose
okay.
Watch the
It's
Throne.
mostly Biggie
You're gonna
quotes anyway.
lose.
It's mostly Biggie quotes anyway. It's all
And
right.
his
I'm gonna lose a lot by
Who's
getting
your
rid of him.
stay? Who's your stay?
Number one was Nas. Number one was Nas. Number two was Jay-Z. Number three was DMX.
Number three was
oh,
DMX.
Jay-Z
Number
can't even
three
name
was
a
DMX.
battle.
yeah, number three
He
gonna
can't
have to
even
be
name a
DMX
battle.
for me too.
All
Because I'm gonna
right.
put
Still high.
Jay-Z
It's still
in
high up
number
there. Number
one,
three.
and I'm gonna put Nas
Out of
in number
four?
two.
No, out of just in general though. Like they would still be in not that order, but they
See,
still be in my
I
top
gotta go
Yeah.
top five.
DMX, Nas, Jay-Z, and that's hard to move. I don't know, because the Black Album was one of my most favorite
I love the
I
Black
albums.
played the
Album.
Black Album for a year straight.
Yes.
I love that album.
It's
It was
true.
It
so
was
good.
still cold.
Every song off the Black Album. Don't even get started.
Okay, listen, y'all. So before we wrap, this is a great show. But before we wrap, last week we did we had a topic about grits, and one of my friends put sugar in their grits,
Hmm.
and I just feel like I shouldn't make ignorant statements. I cannot say that sugar and grits is nasty because I have never had it,
Boop.
but now I have some.
Oh
Oh,
shoot! And it looks like it's a little butter in there too.
I
yeah,
put
butter and sugar.
I put
So
butter
I'm a
and
salt
sugar.
person, but butter and sugar is not nasty.
I put a little. She says a little sprinkle of salt. I put a little sprinkle of
Yeah, give it a
salt.
little dab for the enhance the flavor. I'm excited for you.
I'm not.
I'm
So,
excited for
so
you. This
just
is a good.
so this is my consistency. Now I will say these are not stovetop. Like I went out specifically about something that I could do quickly. You can buy grits that
Yeah,
cook in a minute. I never knew.
yeah,
So this
and
is
they
what you,
still be
You
good.
got
Don't
the
let nobody tell you different.
yeah, they're
oh,
instant.
oh
So
man.
this
So if
is
you don't
it.
like it, we're gonna blame it on the instantness. But
Even that now, the instant still on point. Did you get name brand instant?
Look, I'm over here nervous.
Is it Quaker? Is it Quaker?
It's
wait, let
Quaker.
me see you do the grits
Then it's
again.
gonna be good.
Let me
Then
see the consistency.
that little dude with the hat can cook.
Oh, okay, okay. All right,
It's
He
a
could
little
churn his
it's a
grits.
little
However you
thinner,
get a grit,
but they
it's a
still
little
hot.
runny.
They still hot. You know, you
Yeah,
got to give
you
them a
know.
minute.
yeah, let him cool down a little bit. We'll
How much
chat on
sugar
the
you
cool
put in it?
down.
Huh?
Cause I didn't
I
want
just
to take up.
eyeballed it. I probably did maybe like three tables. Two, I don't know, maybe 2, 3 teaspoons, table, couple
I'm
tablespoons.
cracking up. I am just
I am scared because I don't think grits should be sweet personally. Um, but
misconception.
I'm not gonna just knock my friend. It wasn't gonna be 3-1. I said, you know what? Let me try it. I prayed on it. I
Cause
told you I was
Matt
gonna
done
pray on
had it.
it.
He just don't prefer it. That's not his
That's
jam.
what I said. It's
He
not
ain't
nasty.
grow up
I
like
just
that.
like salt better.
All right.
Come on, what's up?
Here we
Deep
go.
breathing.
This is definitely video watching material. And she puts the spoon
She
up to
giving
her
us the
lips.
delay. See,
Putting the bowl down slowly, thinking about it. It's like that lady meme where she be thinking.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
it's
Mm.
good.
Oh, oh.
That'll be a no, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm. For shame, it's good.
You just didn't do it right. That's all. It's not
No,
it's not nasty reaction worthy.
it's okay. Okay, I did exaggerate a little bit. Out of 10, I'll probably give this about a 3.
Ooh.
A 3. It's just untrained taste buds. That's all that is.
Like
Untrained taste buds.
if I was like in a prison and it's all that they could give me, I would
A
eat it.
prison.
But I would just be like, please, can I just have my grits with nothing in it? Can you not put the sugar in it? I'll just eat just straight dry grit. It's not the worst. I've definitely had things, but it's because it's like my tongue keeps trying to translate it to oatmeal. It reminds me of oatmeal. And I just feel like I can just go eat some. It's not the worst. Would I ever do this
And
again?
then there's no egg accompaniment. There's an egg. It's
So you want me to
supposed
put
to
egg
be
with my
involved
sweet?
here.
I mix the eggs in the salty. But
Yeah, with the
I mix the
salty,
egg.
yeah.
I mix the eggs with them however they are.
But you
Salty
know
or
what?
sweet.
I feel like this is America. However you want to eat your grits, you eat your grits. Okay?
It's a safe space for grits on the internet.
same
That's
space
right.
for
This is a
grits.
safe space for grits. Okay? We all have our preferences.
However you want to have your
Unless
grits.
there's raisins in it, there is no safe space.
No, no, now if
No
there was
raisins.
raisins, that would just be way too much.
You know where you sleep. You right down there. You don't love your life. You don't love your life, Matthew? Huh?
I do. Don't make me vitamins for the tomatoes.
Oh, you gonna be vitamins for my tomato tree.
Ooh. Like, ooh. But yeah, so all right, babe.
Oh,
We're
okay.
good.
So closing. So thank you to everybody. Thank you, hosts, for
Thank you for trying the
being
grits.
committed, being committed and coming to the show. Appreciate y'all. Thank you to all those who are listening on free feeds. Remember, you can listen to us 7 days free, 7 days completely ad free. If you join the Patreon is also called Okay So Boom. You can hit us up on YouTube. The channel is called Okay So Boom. The Patreon, Okay So Boom. Twitter is at Okay So Boom 1. See, some changed. And then the Instagram is OK_so_boom. So
All
that's where
right
you can
now.
find us at.
And that's okay
All these
anyway.
pages and platforms. I'm about to send it to all the people to like and go and look at that stuff because that's a good one. You tried them sugar grits. That's
Right.
wonderful.
And because I don't want to make an ignorant decision. You know what I'm saying?
Well, now you can say I don't prefer it, and it's legit. Some people out here perpetrating. They don't know if they like it or not.
Plus, I know you can cook, and you never made nothing that I didn't like. So I said, so this can't be that bad. She would tell me if it was bad. You know what I'm saying? I done had your tater salad and had your greens. I done
And
had you.
those are tough ones right there. Tater salad and greens.
I done had your
Who made the potato
turkey.
salad?
Mo did.
Uh-huh.
That's always the question you ask me. See,
Yeah.
okay, so
Oh, okay.
Who made the
I
potato?
was like, huh? And then we had Matt Juicy Chicken. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's another whole, and this juicy
Just his
steak.
head.
But
Look,
yeah,
it's not
so
my fault. You guys should have said we like overcooked and dry. Okay.
Ooh, wait. Why
yeah,
you shooting so many? You
I
firing a
know
lot of
on the way
shots.
out, on the
No,
way
I
out.
You
reacted to
still firing
Ryan.
shots.
Ryan was like, to my chicken.
Hey, Ryan firing fake. He did that.
Yeah,
Look,
Hey.
and I got killed. I'm just sitting here. I'm an innocent bystander.
Caught in the crossfire. I ain't
I'm
even know it
sorry.
was going down like
Collateral
that.
damage.
All right,
Kept
y'all.
down.
We'll see y'all next week for the next episode. Okay, so boom.
All right.
Bye.
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 bye.